sinking ship. I took a look inside. I found a note that someone wrote that said, take her for a ride. I set a course for sights and scenes, went out to open sea. To my surprise, a bunch of sailors joined along with me. Now we're sailing on the mystery ship. All you gotta do is join our trip. There isn't any cost of membership. All the sailors here are really hip. I'm the captain of the mystery ship, and I'm a-calling all aboard our trip. I'm really hoping that you'll enjoy it up on the mystery ship. So bring a friend and come along with us aboard the mystery ship.
Good evening, my friends. Let's knock those waves down just a wee bit, shall we? Let's get a gander at you. How you doing out there? It is your brother Zoe, coming to you on a lovely Wednesday evening here, mid-October. Kind of a nice day here in Oregon. Started out the way, well, the fall weather is here in Oregon. Misty, just can't see the road, hazy, cold, chilly. And somewhere around 11 o'clock, man, that just like the sun burned through all that stuff and it turned into this gorgeous, gorgeous day. Probably, 55 maybe. Yeah. Oh, hey, man, it must have gotten higher than that. It's 58 right now. Well, maybe 65. A beautiful day to be alive. How you doing out there? Everybody on board? Let's get a quick gander around the channels, make sure I haven't screwed something up. Okay, I'm live at DLive. I'm live at YouTube. I am live at X. Yes, I am. Perfect. We are live at Rumble. Oh, yes. Yes, we are. There's people rumbling. And, of course, oh, yes, last but not least, the home of free speech in America, ladies and gentlemen. I am talking about pilled.net. Once you sign up for your free account at pilled.net, you can mosey on over to a very comfortable place called the Foxhole. The Foxhole. You can sneak in amongst your brethren and get all warm and cozy. Plenty of fur in there in the Foxhole. All right. Great to see everybody. Let's shout out a few names here. Wonderful to see the faces pouring in. Dave Mick, how the heck you doing, buddy? Hope everything's good in your world. Good to see you, my man. My Northern California brother. He's just down the road a piece. He really is. He's a short motorcycle ride away. Safety Net in the house. Good to see you, little lady. Our friend Girl Patriot is with us. Oh, yes. Oh, that's a great one, Girl Patriot. I'm stealing that one right now. Right now. Perfect. Purple Pixie is in the house. What is going on, little lady? Great to see you. Yes, indeed. Due diligence, my brother. Man, I got your box all sitting there, packed, ready to go. I'm waiting for payday, man. Just waiting for payday to send that thing off. Just things are a little, like everybody right now, things are a little tight. Oh, yes. Good to see you. Crazy Chuck with a K, man. How you doing, my brother? Hope everything is great with you. Hope the new house is feeling like a home about now. Artist 61, how are you doing, darling? It is freaking great to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for the cookie. Much obliged. Same to you, due diligence. Appreciate you, my man, so very much. We have got a couple of people rumbling over there. They haven't said hello yet, but whoever you are, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Thanks for joining us here. Same on X. I'm seeing a couple of bodies over there. Hey, that's warming the place up. Always a beautiful thing. Always a nice thing to see. Shotzi's in the house. What are you doing, darling? Good to see you there from North Carolina. Woman's got such a wonderful, wonderful life there. It is amazing. It is amazing. Over here in Lemon Land, there's no strangers to danger here. Great friends, great friends. Bad Zoot, how are you doing? Good to see you. Spudley in the house. Man, how's your world? Treating you right? Lynn Winters is with us. Man, very, very good to welcome you guys aboard over there. I thought I saw Peggy Dancer. Nope, that was from the end of last show. Well, I have to say, last week I didn't get to do my Wednesday show, and I didn't get to do my Friday show. And it was both for the same reasons. The job site that I'm running was, spiraling out of control. Val Kimber, I see you sneaking in. I see you sneaking in there, Val. Hope you're doing great, brother. Good to see you, my man. It was pretty crazy. Tom R., get out of here. My brother, Tom, is in the chat over at YouTube. That is awesome. Freaking the guy who was my best man. He's been probably my best friend since I was 23 years old. I had long hair, really long hair, when I was like 22, 23. And I got this opportunity to go to work on a television show in Hollywood. And my mother convinced me, they'll never take you seriously with that hair. You've got to cut your hair off. You've got to cut it off. So I listened, and I got a complete buzz job, and I walked. I was there about a week, and I walk in the back, and I see this long-haired dude pushing a hand truck full of huge cassette tapes. Back in the day, our cassettes were enormous, gigantic. And I look at him, and I go, "You work here?" He was, "Hell yeah, I work here." I said, "Damn it. My mom made me cut all my hair off." And he goes, "Dude, they don't care about your hair." And we have been friends. It took me forever to grow it out. Good to see you, Tom. Hope you're doing great, man. Hope you are doing freaking great. Never forget that. Never forget that as long as I live. Oh, man. So, I got some surprises. And I was talking about my work week and how difficult it was last week. The job, as I said, was spiraling just out of control. I had one specific subcontractor who I don't know was up there. I really don't know what was up their asses. But these guys seemed hell-bent to just purposely fuck with me. Most guys will tell you I'm like the coolest boss you're ever going to have. I'm pretty laid back. I roll with the punches. I don't freak out when there's massive problems or stuff like that. You just find a way out of it. You dig yourself out of the hole somehow, some way, because the show must go on. These two guys just floated their own boat. I would grab them first thing in the morning and say, man, I really need you guys to do this area over here because there's a big push over there. We got to do this and then that and then that and then that. So if you could get this area done first, I'd really appreciate it. I'd come back in an hour and a half later. They're working over on this side, like just giving me the high hard one. Like, fuck that guy. We're gonna do whatever the fuck we want here. Well, it's a funny thing. Funny thing happens when you just do whatever the hell you want to do. They got themselves into quite a bind, and their boss came down to see what was going on, and saw that they hadn't been following the plans. They were just building it their way. And they said to him, "Hey, it was just easier for us to do it this way, and can't you talk to the structural engineer and see if he can redesign the plans?" And the fact is, these two clowns have done this over and over and over to this guy. So once again, he goes to the structural engineer, who is someone I know very well, and he goes, "Hey, I need you to redraw a couple of details." And this was the proverbial straw that broke the camel's back. Okay. Later that day, I got a phone call from the structural engineer who said, "I need you to send me pictures of whatever it is that these guys have built, because they haven't been following my pages." I said, "Look, man, you're preaching to the choir. I told them you're not doing it correctly. That's not what it shows." And they insisted that it was perfectly fine. They do it all the time that way. And I just know that when my inspector shows up, he's not going to approve it, because what they put on the wall does not look like what it says in the pages. So this guy, the structural engineer, revised the drawings, and he made it pretty difficult on them. They had to do a lot of work today to bring the place up to snuff. And the two clowns that had been kind of just driving me nuts, they're gone. I got a brand new crew. I had 10 guys there today, and I'll tell you what, today, on the way home, I was smiling from ear to ear. Yesterday, with those same two guys, I was there till 7:30 at night. It was rough. But today was like somebody turned a page in a new book, and we were all hand in hand singing Kumbaya together. We got so much work done today. It got inspected, continued on. It was a fantastic day. I came home in the greatest mood, the best mood I have been in forever. And it was, I got to tell you, I really needed it. The last week just really kicked my ass, Kind of felt my schedule slipping through my fingers, and I'm like, how the hell am I going to write this ship? Well, we righted it today in one day. In one day, we turned everything around, and I'm tickled. I am freaking tickled. I get home tonight, and I found a couple of great surprises. Now, the first one, I'm going to share these with you. I haven't opened them yet. I think I know what one of them is. As you know, I just returned from going across country on my motorcycle. Each and every year, I jump on my Harley, typically for a month. This year I did it in 3 weeks, but typically for a month I go around the whole country, and I try to meet as many of the people who watch my show as possible. It's fun for me. It is a kick in the pants. When I went through Casper, Wyoming, I got a big surprise in that I got pulled over. And I got myself a ticket. I got a ticket. And I have misplaced that ticket. I don't know where it is. But thank you, Girl Patriot. Thank your hubby for this beautiful. So I got home tonight and found this letter. From, the Circuit Court of, yes, Casper, Wyoming. Let's see what they have to say to me for that $200 ticket. Oh boy. Oh boy. Notice of failure to appear. You have failed to post bond in this case, as required in your citation. Let's see. If you fail to post bond in the amount of $200 immediately, a warrant will be issued for your arrest, and you may be prosecuted for failing to appear. Oh, and the penalty is up to $750, 6 months in jail, or both. In addition to a warrant, failure to pay or remit fine within 20 days of the date of this notice will result in notifying the licensing authority in your state to suspend your driver's license. Well, looks like old Zo's got himself in a little trouble. Guess we'll throw that in the old things to do later file. I was excited to see this. I think I know what this is. In fact, I'm quite certain of it. Let's just be sure. Let's just be sure. This came in the mail today. Come on now. Okay. Very, very sharp knife. Yes, it is. It is exactly what I had hoped. Perfect. Those of you who join me on Sunday nights, I have a little show that I call the Sunday Night Escape. And in that show, I like to provide you with top-level entertainment. This coming Sunday night, I will be presenting the fabulous comedy Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Steve Martin, John Candy. It's a very funny film. I haven't seen this movie. I haven't seen this movie in probably 40 years. I'm looking forward to it. That's this Sunday night on The Great Escape. Now, this is the one that really blows my mind. When I came home, I found this. I had no idea it was coming. I don't have no idea what it is. It's from one of our wonderful, wonderful foxhole guys by the name of Scorch. Scorch! Old Gordy, he's a great great son of a gun. Let's see what we got. Let's see what old Scorch has got up his sleeve for your brother Zo. I love surprise. I needed this today. I really did. This is it's like Christmas in October. All right. Well, we got some big noodle confetti. What is that? What could that be? Oh, isn't that? Couple of packages of beef jerky from from a very quality meat cutter. That is beautiful. And there's something big down in here. There's something big in here. What do we got? What do we got? It's big and heavy, whatever it is. Big, and it's heavy. All right, Scorch, what have you done? What have you done with yourself? Let's see. It looks like it could perhaps be a fine beer of some kind. What is this? What is this exactly? Oh, look at that. Oh, man. It is a bottle of maple syrup. Wow. Won't that be badass on the pancakes? Won't that be spectacular? Real people, real ingredients, no artificial flavors, no preservatives. Wow. Wow. Made by a company called Faxon, Faxon. That looks delightful. I am very excited. Scorch, my brother, you are a freaking rock star. Thank you so very much. That is groovy. What a, what a groovy way to start the show. Isn't that special? I'll be danged. Fragile must be Italian. Well, as long as I don't get pulled over driving through Casper, Wyoming, I should be okay. I should be okay. Fingers are crossed. I think so. We're gonna have a fun time tonight. We are going to. Oh, folks. Last Saturday night when I hosted the Foxhole Squares, we've got a new thing going on this season, the second season. We have themed shows. Yes, the first theme of the first show of the second season was all about Oktoberfest. Last weekend's show was all about the 80s. And, I've seen a lot of people dealing with the 80s, talking about the 80s and playing music from the 80s. And believe me, I got nothing against the 80s. The 80s were great for me. The 80s were, oh man, those were some really, really good times in your brother Zo's life, the 80s. But I got to thinking about it, and I'm like, what was cooler than the 80s? And I'll tell you what, it's the freaking 70s, all right? The 70s were cooler than the 80s. I'm sorry to tell you, it's the truth. And we're going to examine that very fact here tonight. But not before we stop for just 1 second and take a short little intermission. I have something I always play for you that I know you'll enjoy. It is right up your alley. And those of you who have seen it before know that you have about 2.5 minutes to perhaps run to the restroom, take the dog outside, go reheat that hot dog that you're half eating, and we'll see you on the flip side of this video in just a couple of moments. Just a couple of moments. We'll be right back after this. After this.
Why do we sail upon the mystery ship? 'Cause we never know where we'll go next.
It is at this time
And
that I always like to take a second and thank the wonderful people who support this show in whatever way that they will, whether it be some lemon love coming in at D Live or perhaps some gold pills, the people who surprise me on my Cash App and other avenues. Folks, you make the world go round, and I assure you, it means so very much. Thanks for everything that you do for me. The surprises, just like tonight, coming home and finding a box in my mailbox that I didn't have a clue was coming. Those are the little things that just blow my mind about you people, and I freaking love you to death. There is a girl out there I have to play this for. Yes, and she knows who she is.
You are a badass.
I've been having so much fun with that thing. Oh, man. Well, okay. Looks like I overstayed my welcome on the video. I wasn't paying attention and realized that I'd gone off camera. But truthfully, one of the best ways that you can help this little show to flounder its way through the mystery seas is just tell somebody about it. Tell a friend, say, hey, there's this crazy biker guy, man. You really ought to watch him. He's out of his mind. He's out of his mind. And I know that many of you do that. So thank you to the ones who share the show, post it on your, whatever's, your Facebooks and the things that you do. It must be happening because I look down and my numbers are growing, and I'm seeing new faces, and I love that. It tickles me right to the very cockles of my soul. So tonight, let's explore the 70s, shall we? I found a little video. That I'm going to show, and I'm not going to play the volume on it. I'm just going to kind of scooch through it a little bit, because in this video are some things that just really made me laugh. It took me back to the 70s, and I'll tell you what, I mean, as cool as the 80s were, and the 80s were bitchin', they were absolutely bitchin', but the 70s had some crazy shit going on. That's when people were really getting their freak on, Prior to the 70s, I can tell you that everybody walked around looking like, Ward Cleaver, okay? I mean, there weren't weird hairdos and that kind of crap. I mean, towards the end of the 60s, the hippie movement kind of stepped on the gas. But I want to say it was the 70s when people slammed it into fourth gear and said, let's open her up and see what we can do with this thing. Crazy times. Crazy times. Huge concerts. Let's take a second. What were the biggest rock bands in the 70s? So the biggest rock bands in the 70s were of course, your stadium dwellers, the Pink Floyds, Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, Aerosmith, of course the Eagles, Rolling Stones, that goes without saying, Bad Company. Towards the latter 70s, you had, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Lynyrd Skynyrd, AC/DC, Doobies, but Boston. I'll never get tired of telling this story. I wonder if Ruffin is still here. You still out there, Tommy? So in the mid 80s, I was working at the television show Entertainment Tonight, as was my friend Tom, and we flew to Texas. We flew to Texas with a film crew to cover a huge festival, a giant rock festival, an all-day thing. It was called the Texas Jam. I want to say it was 80. God, it might have been 87 or 88, somewhere right in there. And Boston was the headliner. Now we were gifted in that because we worked for a television show. We had not only a backstage pass, we had a second pass that said green room. In other words, we could go back into the artist enclave where they had all of the, there was like 14, 15 acts that day. There was, oh my God, Tesla and Whitesnake and Van Halen and, oh my God, there was everybody was Metallica and Kingdom Come, and I'm trying to think of the other. It was insane. Everybody and their freaking dog was there. We had a third pass that allowed us to get into the artists' little their little domains, and it was wonderful. And when you're at a concert for 12, 14 hours, the thing lasts all day, well into the night. At the beginning of the day, security is tight. I mean, it is as tight gets. You're not sneaking backstage. You're going to get your ass handed to you by these giant bodyguards and all that. And those guys don't mess around. They're big boys, especially in Texas. But towards the end of the show, when they've been there for 14, 16 hours, they're ready to get the hell out of here. I wandered around the backside of the stage while Boston is entertaining 150,000 people in the Cotton Bowl, and there's just this giant ramp that you walk up and you're on the stage. And I kind of looked left and looked right. All the security people are gone by now. They're probably chatting up women somewhere. I just walked right up that ramp like I belonged there, and I walked up and I just kind of put my arm on the organ, and I'm basically standing right there watching Boston entertain all of these people. They're 5 feet from me. I looked like a roadie maybe, and I just looked out at the millions and millions of faces out there. That's all I ever wanted. That's all I ever wanted to do, was be one of those guys standing 10 feet away from me, entertaining hundreds of thousands of. I remember standing there saying, so this must be what it feels like to be a rock star. It was a moment I will never forget. I will never forget that moment, saying to myself, damn it. You were so close, this close, but yet so far away. Man. The bands, though, in the 70s were, amazing. Huge stadium shows. I remember seeing Aerosmith in a huge stadium show. I saw, Skynyrd at Anaheim Stadium, Rolling Stones at Anaheim Stadium. Those in the 70s. They quit screwing around, right? They weren't playing little clubs anymore. If they came to your town, if Led Zeppelin rolled into your town, they're going to do 6 nights somewhere. Okay, they're not in it for the one night stopover anymore. They're there to grab all the cash they could, and that was one unique thing about the 70s is everything was in excess. Let's see what some of the let's look at this video for a second, because we're bound to see some corny things in this video. I know we will. I know that we will. All right, I'm just going to keep the volume down and let this thing roll. Let's see if I can center it on my page a little better. So, yes, platform shoes. Oh Lordy. I remember Elton John wearing platform shoes. They, Gene Simmons from Kiss wore these things. They'd get you like 6, 7 feet up in the air. Look at this guy. He can barely walk. Permanence. Yes. Men getting the bird's nest hairdo. Men sitting in a salon getting curlers in their hair. This was unheard of, people. This was absolutely freaking unheard of at the time. Oh, for crying out loud. Look at that. What the hell? I mean, come on, man. Come on. All right, let's go forward just a wee bit. There's some funny things in here. The Dorothy Hamill haircut. Though this is one. The Earth shoe. Who remembers the Earth shoe? This shoe was designed to mimic what it felt like when you were walking on the beach. The way your heels sink into the sand and the front part of your foot, you know, when you left footprints in the sand, the front part of your foot didn't sink as deep as the rear part. So they designed these shoes, designed these Earth shoes to mimic walking on the sand. And the funny thing was, I mean, they caught on. They actually caught on. Did anybody have Earth shoes? If you had a pair of Earth shoes, put an X in the chat. I'm just curious if anybody had a pair of Earth shoes. Now, Wallabies, these were the freaking rage. These things, everybody had freaking Wallabies. I mean, you weren't cool unless you had Wallabies. Yeah. But this Earth shoe, the crazy thing about it was they were so in demand that they couldn't keep up with the supply. They couldn't keep up with the supply. Then I think they made a comeback, like in the 2000s, the Earth shoe. I don't know. I never had any. Bell bottoms. That was as groovy as it got. Big old giant bell bottoms. I remember being an altar boy and having one of those short little black cloaks, and I had, like, I don't know, 3 feet of bell bottom sticking out underneath them. I remember my mother grabbing me, Albert, you must choose a longer, I can't remember what that thing's called that you wear when you serve mass, but anyway, you've got to hide those pants. Because mine were screaming. They were like Jimi Hendrix pants, you know, wild colors and all that. Leisure suits. Now there's something pretty freaking terrible. Leisure suits. Okay, so not everything about the 70s was groovy, all right? Seriously. We did make some mistakes back in the 70s. There's no question about it. Can you get a shout out? Igor, you got it, baby. Good to see you, man. Hippie boomers ruined society, he says. I got to make you a mod after that. That's perfect. Good to see you. Good to see you, Igor. Yes. Let's see what... Oh, God. this thing. Polyester, man. Yeah, so sad. And then disco dancing. Now, this, seriously... Spud was joking, okay? I know there were a lot of great things about the 70s, but there were also some really lame things about the 1970s, and I will tell you, disco was one of them. The whole unbuttoned shirt with gold chains in your chest hair that you brushed up so that it looked like you were, you know, just the side of a Neanderthal. Yeah, I never got into disco. Never liked never danced to a disco song ever in my life. I'll take that one to my grave. To my grave. Cosmac says they had disco class at his high school. Let's see what else they got in here. Oh, posters. Yeah, I would say that between Farrah Fawcett's poster and Linda Ronstadt's poster, at least every guy I knew had at least one of those chicks. Oh, Vans! Do you remember the Vans? It was like the coolest freaking thing in the world to have. Whereas the hippies had their Volkswagen buses in the 60s, man, this is what it was all about. You had a little curtain behind the driver. Some people had beds in the back. Oh, man. And they got the murals on the side of the van were huge. Oh, the tuck and roll. Look at that crap. Oh, there's a bed. Yeah, the guy's got himself a stabbing cabin. Look at that. Actually, that's a pretty trick little van. Guy's got it going on. Got his chick with her bell bottoms on. Oh, this is a famous photo right here. Neon, oh man, black light wall posters. I had these. They were velvet. The black was velvet, and then all the glowing stuff was, oh man, those were so freaking cool. They were definitely cool. I had that very one right there. I had that one. Wow. That's kind of a throwback. That's taken me in the wrong direction, that's for sure. That's for sure. Let's see what else we got in here. Oh, yeah, of course, in the 70s, that's when we celebrated 1976 was the 200th anniversary. 200th anniversary of our country. That was huge. That was absolutely huge. It was like the most mega fireworks display that I can remember in my lifetime. I'm wondering if the 250th in a couple of years is going to surpass that. Knowing the man in the White House, he's probably going to put the pedal to the metal. Something tells me he probably will. What else we got in here? CBs. Okay, we're gonna stop right here for a second. Just like today, okay? I mean, there's always trends. There's always ways that people communicate with each other, with the advent of the internet. What was that thing that's a ghost town now? MySpace. Remember MySpace was like the first place that people hung out and openly, put themselves on display. And then along came Facebook, which carried the torch for many, many years. And then, of course, now it's just everything. It's everything. Everybody is everywhere. But back in the day, the way people communicated beyond, there were no cell phones. It was the Citizens Band radio. People had them in their cars, and everybody had a handle. My handle, my name was Pegasus. I remember that. That was my name, my nickname. And I had a giant antenna on the top of my dad's house. It was enormous. And I mean, it was absolutely ridiculous looking. But you'd come home after school or hang out particularly late at night, like 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, talking on the CB radio to just complete strangers. Sometimes you'd be talking to a trucker going down the highway. Sometimes you'd be... One night I was talking to this girl, and the more we talked, the more we realized we knew some of the same people. We frequented the same places, and we realized, oh my God, we graduated 8th grade together from the same school. And she was riding around with her boyfriend at the time, and I gave her directions. She drove all the way up to my house, and I saw her for the first time in years. It was amazing. Who had a CB radio out there? If you had a CB radio, put a XXX in the chat. All right, I want to know who were the CBers of the 70s. Who did that stuff? Surely somebody had CB radios out there. It was pretty common. It was a lot of fun, and they had a little speaker that you could put like under the hood of your car, and when a chick was like walking across the crosswalk, you could just get on your thing and go, "Hey baby, What are you doing? Spud had one. Silbor had one. Cosmac had one. Spud said his 65 Chrysler had a CB. Let's see, Little Doll had one. Just Jim, Lone Patriot. Oh, yeah. Awakened Bomb. Artist says, I still have mine. It was the way we communicated. It was the way that people talked. It was cool. Oh, God. Here we go with the clackers. Click clacks. Yeah, they outlawed those things because they shattered and went into kids' little eyes. Waterbeds, baby. Waterbeds. Oh, yeah. I had a waterbed. Okay. All right. Put some W's in the chat if you had a waterbed. I need to know this. I need to know this. Put some W's in the chat if you had a waterbed. WWW means you had a waterbed. Zoot had a waterbed. Silvor, Comptech. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Once you tried one, you like, you couldn't go back. You know? It was just Awakened Mom had a waterbed. Let's check our YouTubers. Any waterbeds in here? I don't see any waterbeds over there, but that doesn't mean that they didn't have them. Oh, Mountain Dog Boy, Mountain Dog Boy. Why am I not surprised? 8 tracks. Do you know that until just recently, I still had a giant box of 8 tracks. I mean, I didn't have anything to play them on for the last 40 years, but I just recently went through my storage facility and started throwing away all those things that just really didn't mean anything to me anymore. And I got to admit, it was kind of hard to throw those 8 tracks away, even though, you know, it always stopped, and when it changed from track 2 to track 3, you had to, you know, the song died out for a second, and then it came back on again. They were kind of a pain in the ass. Cassettes were way more fun. Oh, yes, the Wild Colors. I can kind of see Girl Patriot dressed up like that. I think I can see that. What is this now? What is all this about? Oh, moods. Oh, yes. Mood rings and all that kind of jazz. Oh, yeah. I remember my dad had me go down and buy my mom a mood ring. He wanted to give her one. Yep. You put them on and it would change colors, and that would supposedly let people know what kind of a mood you were in. Oh, yeah, these silly little things. These silly little things. Anybody remember how to make those? I used to know how to make those things. I'm going to have to revisit that. I'm going to have to revisit that with my grandson. Interesting. Interesting. What else they got? Food. Magic 8 Ball. Oh, the silly stickers. I thought that was more 60s. Oh, good old jarts. Absolutely. Crazy stuff. Roller skating. You know, the 70s did give us some pretty cool stuff. At the same time, some things kind of took a dive. I mean, one of the things that comes to mind immediately when I think the 70s is that all of my 1960s cars that I had a 64 Malibu, I had a 69 Bel Air. What other 60s cars did I have? Oh, I had a 62 Jaguar XKE. Those cars were performance cars. I mean, they were freaking fast. And when the 70s rolled along, I will say, the body styles of cars, they were pretty cool looking, but they were gutless. They were just absolutely gutless. As far as I can remember. Let me put a little picture on the screen here. Let me see if I can put this on the screen and see. All right, open image, a new tab. Here we go. Yeah. So the best-selling cars of the 70s. The top-selling car was an Oldsmobile Cutlass. Let's put this on the screen for you. The top-selling car was an Oldsmobile Cutlass in the 70s. Okay. And then as it went on, every year since 1978 in the United States. So look how things changed. The Cutlass was the top car in 78, 79, and 80, and 90, or 81. And then it went to the Ford Escort, back to the Cutlass Supreme, the Chevy Cavalier. What a pile. What a pile of crap that is. The Ford Escort. These are best-selling cars. And then came the late 80s, and yes, the Hondas. Honda Accord. Ford Taurus is in there. Look out, people. For 5 years, the Ford Taurus was the best-selling car. But no, this is about the 70s, damn it. I had a... Hang on a second. I had something all cooked up about the 70s cars because they had the best body styles. I mean, like the Firebirds with the flying chicken on it. I mean, that was a badass-looking car. Completely gutless. I mean, nothing doing against a 68 Firebird. You know, the 68 bird would just leave it in the dust. But the 70s cars had such style. Let me get some images here. Images. 19. Okay, here we go. Let's throw this on there. All right. I mean, look at that. Look at that freaking Barracuda. That is a wicked... Oh, dummy, put it on the screen for them. Look at that freaking Barracuda. That is a badass looking machine right there. Oh, the 70 Camaro. Just freaking wicked. That big freaking mouth with those tiny little bumperettes. That was like the best looking freaking car ever. There it is. The big chicken, baby. Yes. The Burt Reynolds mobile. Just too cool for school. I mean, these things weren't that fast. There were so many smog, related items bolted onto them that it took all the zing out of them, but you gotta admit they looked pretty freaking cool. Oh, yes, 72 Chevelle. I'd die for that car right now. I would dive to have that car. I would die a happy camper right now with one of those. Seriously. Oh, man. The Javelin. Now, you didn't see a whole lot of them, but the AMX, the red, white, and blue one, was really a pretty unique looking car, and I understand they were pretty quick. The Mustangs, man, the Mach 1 Mustang, for crying out loud, with the spoiler on the back. Wicked car. My buddy had one with a 428 Cobra Jet. That was a badass machine, man. Really a good looking ride. Torino. Wasn't that the Starsky and Hutch car? Oh, man. These Cudas, these freaking Cudas today, do you know, this is no shit, people. A Barracuda, early 70s Barracuda right now, they're going for deep in the six figures. It is crazy. Like, even a beater is $100K. If you've got one that's like trick and was not messed up, you can get $200K for your freaking Cuda. It's nuts. Absolutely nuts. What is this here? I don't even know. Yeah, this is, but I will say, this is when style went out the window. The later 70s, everything turned into a square box. There was no, oh, they butchered the Corvette so badly in the late 70s. Man, oh, there it is. There it is. The mother load. The Z28. Oh, man. Oh, man. There were some good rides. I'm telling you, the 70s had some really, really cool looking rides. You gotta agree with me there, okay? As much as I loved the 60s cars, the 70s cars had style. The T-tops. Oh, man, all that cool shit. Oh, man. Silbor says, I could have bought a Plum Crazy with white interior, and I didn't. I wish I had. It was like $1,500 back then. Yeah, and $1,500 was like the world back then, wasn't it? Wasn't it? Oh, man, I hear ya. Oh, I hear ya. All right, let's see. What more? The sports teams. Let's talk quickly about the sports teams of the 70s, because there were some freaking dynasties. And holy cow. I mean, when I think of 1970s and I think of, let's say, baseball. All right, I'm going to put it out there. 1970s baseball, what's the first team that comes to mind? I want to know what you guys think. What's the first team that comes to mind? Powerhouse team, always in the playoffs, in the World Series. Who do you think of? I'm hoping you're thinking what I'm thinking, because the team that they were just always in it was the Cincinnati team. Pete Rose and the boys. They were, oh man, Johnny Bench. These were like American heroes to me. Pete Rose, Johnny Bench. The Reds were on a streak for, it just seemed forever. I know that the A's were good, with Catfish Hunter and that big old mustache, and in the mid 70s, the Yanks made a back-to-back 77, 78, or 76, 77. They were Yanks back-to-back World Series again, But as far as like dynasties go, when you think 70s, I got to give it up to these three football teams. All right. The damn Dolphins. And man, I hate the damn Dolphins. Having grown up a New York Jets fan, those frickin' Dolphins, man. Larry Zonka and Jim Kick, Mercury Morris, these guys were just amazing. They were freaking amazing. As was, I got to give it up to Pittsburgh in this one, the freaking Steelers. The Steelers were the most badass team of the 70s, hands down. Hands down. Man, Franco Harris. Oh my God. The Steelers. That pretty much to me, it epitomizes the 70s. I got to throw an honorable mention to the damn Dallas team. Okay, those freaking Cowboys. They were a force to be reckoned with in the 70s. They definitely were. But I think Pittsburgh weren't they in 5 Super Bowls in a row? They won 4 out of the 5 or something. It was something unbelievable, the run that they had. Just incredible. Just fucking incredible team. Bradshaw. Yes, the Immaculate Reception. Those will be the days. Oh, man. Full Pirates regalia. I'm going to have to go check that out. 4 rings, Cosmac says. Yeah, they were unbeatable. You just knew Pittsburgh was going to be in it every freaking year. Bad to the bone, man. Bad to the bone. Gotta give it to him. Let's see. Let's get a laugh at 1970s style, shall we? Let's this ought to be comical. This ought to be pretty good. What earlier in the chat when we first started the show and I was talking about the 70s, I said, "Man, some really cool stuff happened in the 70s." And TL Spud said, "Yeah, what about that avocado green shag carpet?" Now this is no lie. No lie. One of the houses I lived in, we had avocado green shag carpet. And we had a rake, a plastic rake. And like when guests were coming, my dad would say, "Albert, go rake the living room." And I would rake the living room and the hallways, and it all looked perfect. It was freaking crazy. It was crazy. I wonder if they have some images. I wonder if they have some images of freaking shag carpet in here. Let's see. Let's see what this says. I laughed when I saw this earlier. So, the 15 best 1970s living room ideas that we still want to copy. All right. Yes, the like the natural wood tables. Wasn't that all the rage? And you remember the term earth tones. Oh, it needs to be earth tones. The beiges and oh my God. But the wallpapers and the insanity. Oh, built-in bars, that was huge. The swag lamps, the big giant lamps that hung from a chain in the middle of a room, kind of like that one there. Kind of like that, but bigger, much, much bigger. You guys remember do you remember the chairs? I think they were made out of, not wicker. Well, some of them were wicker, but there were these chairs that it was like a little bowl, kind of like take an avocado and like hollow it out a little bit and then put it on a chain and hang it from a hook in your room, and people used to sit in them and they would just kind of swing around. Anybody remember that shit? Pretty crazy stuff. I believe that is when the bean bags came out. I'm almost 100% positive that that's when bean bags became like the must-have thing. This doesn't really have any. I thought they would have some like really out there. I'm a little disappointed in this website. I mean, yeah, they are showing. So paneling. I will say, paneling was huge. I remember. Oh my goodness, 2, 3, 4 different friends of mine saying, "Oh, we're getting our house paneled." I mean, now it seems so dated. I guess at the time it was cool, but I don't know, just not something that made me jump and shout, if you know what I mean. Dang it, that was a bit of a disappointment. I thought it would be more exciting than that. Let's see. Let's talk about 1970s films, shall we? Okay, so obviously you 70s buffs, when I say 1970s big films, everybody's going to scream Star Wars, okay? I get it. But The Godfather, I mean, that was a hell of a... They had a nice little run in there. Jaws, of course. Come on. One of the most badass freaking movies. I mean, Jaws kind of changed things in a way. It was... I know people, surfer friends of mine, who, after seeing the movie Jaws, wouldn't go surfing anymore. Okay, I just gotta know. Do you know anybody that after they saw Jaws wouldn't go in the ocean for a while? Like it freaked them out? Put an X in the chat if you know somebody that wouldn't go in the ocean after they saw the movie Jaws, because it happened all the time. This one guy, man, he was one of the best surfers I knew. You know, we went every other Saturday. In fact, he had the El Camino that we put our freaking surfboards in, and he quit going. He quit surfing. He was convinced. He was convinced he was going to get eaten by a shark. It's crazy how a movie can plant something in your mind that just ruins your life. It's nuts. Okay. Yeah, Awakened Mom says she knows somebody. Girl Patriot says she knew somebody. Wouldn't go in the beach after they saw the movie Jaws. All right, where's the other ones? Oh my goodness, this is a huge one. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Now, so I was young enough when that came out. When was that? 75. So, I mean, so by 75, I've got my license. I'm out driving, and I think Nicholson won some kind of award for that one. I can't remember, but I think it might have taken Best Picture that year. And you know what? I'm almost positive on that. What was Best Picture of 1975? 47th Academy Awards. It was The Godfather. I'll be damned. I'll be damned. Well, so shows what I know. Yes, 70s films. Think about this one, folks. Oh, think about this movie. The Exorcist. The Exorcist. Just, that was, I never, honestly, I never remember another movie getting so much buzz, people talking about it. Have you seen The Exorcist? It was like freaking crazy. I mean, it was an out there film. I remember my mom wouldn't let me watch it. It's kind of bothered me. She wouldn't let me watch Rosemary's Baby either. But you know, what were the other killer films? What were the other killer films of the 70s? Oh, Chinatown. That was a great flick. That was indeed a great flick. What year was Chinatown? So 74. Definitely. Alien, for crying out loud. Alien, the first Alien was 79. Man, incredible film. Incredible freaking film. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. You got to throw that one in there. The crazy little tones. Of course, comedy-wise, you got to give it up in the 70s because, I mean, who didn't love Animal House? I remember thinking that was Animal House and Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Those were, that was, to me, that was the epitome of 70s comedy. That was like the best. How can you even compare it to, just looking at that list. Just look at that list right there. Rocky. We got to throw Rocky in there when we're talking 70s movies. Can you imagine? That was a decade's worth of movies right there. Let me read these off in succession. Monty Python and Holy Grail, Animal House, Halloween, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Rocky, Jaws, Star Wars, French Connection, The Exorcist, Alien, The Godfather, Taxi Driver, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. No wonder Hollywood's in the toilet right now. All they have these days is, Batman 28, 29, 30. It's sad. There's no more imagination in Hollywood. They're all dried up. Just the 70s, they cranked out some incredible films. Man, I am this is not working out well for me. I took an antacid just before I sat down to do this show at 6 o'clock, and it's not working. I have I've got a fire in my stomach that is coming on strong. All right. What was the other? We talked about arena rockers. We talked about 70s bands. We talked about 70s home decor, 70s cars. All right. I guess we owe it to ourselves. We owe it to ourselves to explore 70s television, because there were some good ones and there were some lemons. There most certainly were some lemons, but the 70s brought us some incredible television experiences. MASH, for instance, that was a long running and, I mean, really well put together series. Like everything else, at the end, when actors start demanding more money, or actors are having problems because other actors are getting to direct and they're not letting other people direct, egos get in the way. But MASH had a nice long run. Great show. All in the Family, for crying out loud. That was huge. From 1971 to 1979, All in the Family was a groundbreaking show. There's no question about it. They tackled a lot of stuff, and I mean, you couldn't do a show like that today. There's no way you could do Archie Bunker in the year 2025. People would be abhorred. They would lose their shit. The Mary Tyler Moore Show, a huge. Oh, for goodness sakes! And then, of course, you got the cornball comedies with the Brady Bunch and Happy Days, right? But then, the 70s did bring us some good quality shows. I was a huge fan of Hawaii Five-0. That was a great show. Columbo, love him or hate him, old Peter Falk. He played that part ever so well. He really did. And I guess I got to give it up. I got to give it up for Marcus Welby. Marcus Welby, MD. It was a hugely popular show. And, the old boy from Father's Knows Best, from the black and white reruns we used to watch after school. What is his name? Robert Young? Is that who it was? Is that his name? Robert Young? Anyway, yeah. The Waltons. My brother went to school with, was it Mary Ellen? Good night, Mary Ellen. The redhead girl, the long red-haired. Yeah, I think it was Mary Ellen. Good night, Jim Bob. Good night, Mary Ellen. Yeah, my brother went to school with her. What else did we have? Oh, we gotta mention these. We've got to mention these. $6 Million Man, huge show. Battlestar Galactica, it kind of picked up where Star Trek left off. I mean, people were hopeful. I don't think it was in quite the same vein, but they gave it a pretty good run. I mean, it was decent. It was decent. Yeah. The Love Boat. Oh, hey, we got to at least give an honorable mention. The show might be a piece of crap today, but in the 1970s, 1975 was the start of Saturday Night Live, and that come on now. The original cast: Chevy Chase, Belushi, Aykroyd, Lorraine Newman. Garrett Morris. Who's Rosanna Dana? Why am I drawing a blank on her name? The one who married Gene Wilder. What the heck is wrong with me? Gina. Anyway, man. I did a lot of drugs back then, okay? I can't remember everything. I wish I could. All right. That's what... Maybe that's something we should touch on. Gilda Radner. Thank you, Syllabore. Yes, Gilda. I mean that original cast of SNL. I think they set the bar so high that they've had some great and very funny people come through that series ever since. I mean, I could name hundreds of names: Bill Murray and Eddie Murphy, and oh my God, there's just so Billy Crystal, and I mean, so many. Oh my God, so many great comedians. But that original cast of Saturday Night Live, it's really Jane, you ignorant slut. It's kind of hard to beat. It really is. I hope there's nobody named Jane out there. I'm not trying to offend anybody. Oh, yes. The greatest American hero. Due Diligence chimes in. Jane Curtin. Yeah, Jane was pretty funny. She's pretty funny. Gosh, I don't believe this. I really do not believe this. I'm like 3/4 of the way through my show, and folks, I'm having some really spectacular volcanic action going on in my stomach right now. I mean, I may have to go drive to the oh no, I've got some of those Rolex soft chews inside. I'm gonna have to pull the plug on this, people. This kind of disappoints me. I was really just starting to really enjoy this, and I'm telling you, if I don't act on this now, I will be up all night. Dang it. What a drag. I want to take a moment to thank the wonderful people who donated to this show this evening. My friends Due Diligence, Safety Net, Girl Patriot, Artist 61, Sean Joe, Due Diligence again. Thank you kindly. I'm releasing the scratching over there. It is on its way to you. Over here in Lemonland, the wonderful folks have risen to the occasion. I'm going to throw at least something in there. So that the lemons are won. We've got to open up a chest and say, there you go. Yeah, boy. You know what? I stopped on the way home at this little Italian place I know, and I got a meatball sandwich. And it was so damn good going down. It was so good going down. But man, right now, it feels like Mount Vesuvius, like I swallowed Mount Vesuvius. I'm going to have to go in and adjust things a little bit. Holy cow. All right. I will look forward to seeing you all on Friday. We will return once again Friday night for the same kind of insanity that we did tonight. I want to thank everybody from YouTube and Rumble and X. Thanks for hanging out over there. My pilled people, you are the best. And Lord knows, look at these wonderful lemon lubbers here. TL Spud, Syllabore, Dandy 002, Lynn Winters. Great to see all of you. Great to see every last one of you. I'm going to, I'm going to get while the getting's good. Wow. What does the next one say? What does the next one say?
You can do it!
Yeah, I hope I can. I hope I can make it to the house. I will see all of you. I will see all of you on the flip side on Friday. Okay? Thanks for hanging out with me. Sorry to abbreviate this show and cut it short, but if I don't go deal with this right now, I won't sleep tonight. So I unfortunately know my body only so well. Have a great rest of your week, people. I'll see you here on Friday night. I'll see you here on Friday night for sure. For sure. I promise. What's going on with that?